All right, guys. So here's the assembly video for the Kanan lightsaber. It does have a like removable head and stuff, and we'll go over that when I do the assembly in the kit. Let's see. Here, this is where I was making the holster piece for Fan Fiction Props holster belt that he sells for him. But the lightsaber will be the head will be a twist off. So we'll go over that right now. Let me put this back together there and get this out of the way. And there's also a wedding bouquet version of this too. So let's get the kit over here. You'll have to forgive me if I stumble along in the assembly of this one as we go. I made this one a while back and have gotten so backed up on making the assembly videos and stuff that it's not a difficult one. It's just there's a spring that goes in the head and in here for the twisting mechanism. So let's get everything dumped out here. In our little bag here, we do have a D-ring and a spring. And what we're going to do here is first get off all these little crunchy pieces. And I am going to set this up here for reference because, like I said, it's been a while. So first off, this piece gets glued on. The emitter gets glued onto this lower piece right here. And I actually need to clean off the stuff that's in my little support material that I didn't bother to clean off, which it looks like I didn't bother to clean it off of any of these pieces because I have my stuff together. Anyways, so our glue here, this is a, you can use thick super glue. I use a 2-part CA glue. It is a slow setting, basically thick super glue, but slow setting. And it has an activator. You spray it and it pretty much instantly activates it. I do sell this on my website. I've been using it for a long time. I really, really like this stuff. This is the size that you would get. This bottle is enough to probably do 6 or 7 kits, if not more. That is what's left in, see if I can get a better ring. You see right there, that is what's left in this bottle. And this bottle has done this Winchester rifle over here. It's done 6, 7 other kits. I just say 6 or 7 kits just because depending on how liberal you are with the glue. So we're going to go ahead and get this out here. I probably need to clean this. Don't do what I just did. Pretend like you didn't see that. All right. So if you'll notice, there's a notch in here. There's a notch there. That goes together just like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my glue and hope it's not dried closed because I just did another assembly video and I left it setting for quite some time. It's partially closed. I left it setting while I was talking. There we go. All right. So get this. I'm just going to put it at a 45-degree angle around the edges. And then all over the notch and a little bit down at the bottom. I'm going to take this part. I'm going to spray this piece. You don't have to do that. You can put it together and then spray the part. It just helps get the activator all the way down in there and it works much faster. All right, so that's on there now. We're going to go ahead and we're going to put the bottom together. We're going to get our D-ring. All right, this is the hilt end. If you see this little U-shaped piece, once it's glued down in there, of course, it's too far that way. But if you take your D-ring and drop it in there, and then we're going to glue that on, We're not going to press hard, but we're going to put that in there. And that's going to, if you give it enough tension on it, push down while it's drying, it holds tension on this D-ring, allows you to flop it over out of the way instead of hearing that every time you move your lightsaber. So that's why you can set it down up against there. So I'm just going to take my glue, and on this one, I'm not going to put it on the short sides. I'm going to take glue and put it right across that edge, right across that edge. And if you notice, right across that edge and right across that edge. Then I'm going to take my dude here, put my D-ring in there, not spray that way off to the side. And we're just going to put that down in there and let it set for a second. And if you happen to get glue on your D-ring and it glues the D-ring in place, it is metal, so you can just pop it and it'll move over out of the way without a problem. So I'm going to put a little pressure on there. There we go. So now see it stays pretty good over out of the side, out the side and stuff. So we're just going to let that set. We'll go ahead and put the activator switch on here, and again, you can paint all these parts before you put them together. That's what I would do, so you can see where you do and don't need to paint. And painting them separate, helps maintain your all your nice little seams and make everything look like it's separate. Like it's a separate assembled, piece. Because if you glue this together and prime and paint and do all that stuff, you're going to slowly fill in all your seams. And so it'll kind of make it look like the activator box is literally flowed into part of this, which it's not. It's separate. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure it goes to... Let me see the way I modeled this real quick. I just want to make sure that I get... Okay, so the activator box actually goes to this side. So if you have the hilt on there, you'll have the activator buttons on the left side. So if you're holding this with activator up top, and this is the emitter end, you've got these buttons on the side. I just want to check that because Luke's and some of the other ones are the opposite side. So again, I'm just taking this and I'm putting glue at a 45 along the edges. I'm going to flip that over. I'm going to spray that. I'm going to make sure I got everything the correct orientation so I don't screw that up. Get our ends on there. While that's setting up, I'm going to take my glue and I'm just, again, go around the 45 at a 45-degree angle. So, and the reason for that is you want plenty of glue, but you don't want it all on the mating surface, because when you stick two pieces together, you'll squish glue. So if you only put it on the mating surface, you don't want to put as much glue so it don't squish out. But if you do it at a 45-degree angle, you kind of guarantee that you're going to get glue not only on the mating surface, but down on the mating wall surface. And give that just a second. Okay. So now we have one more button. Oh, I was like, where the heck does the button go? Your little button here on the side's got some ridges and stuff. What we're going to do is we are going to put it, if you notice the ridges are closer to one end. Let me check my, okay. So where it's spaced, the fatter section, it goes in like that. Isn't that what I got on there? Yeah, that's what I got on there. I have to keep looking, but I've got my model page pulled up, where my design page pulled up so I can see it. Because like I said, it's the little parts is what I get confused about, especially if I've waited so long to put these together. And I did put some together pretty quick, but all right. So we're not, this right here will get glued on. If you notice, there's a notch. it'll get glued on there. We're not going to do that yet because this piece has to get glued into the bottom. But before we do that, this piece right here, if you notice, there's a hole and a hole, okay? This bigger one is going to be the cap that goes on here. But before the cap goes on, we want to take this dude and drop it down in the slots with that hole facing up. And then we put our spring in there. Then we take this guy right here and we put it in that hole, and this will get glued down, okay? What that does is it makes this spring-loaded in there. So when we put this together, we just want to make sure that we just do our glue like we've been doing. We want to leave that down in there because when we put glue around this edge and then put this cap on, we want to let it dry because we want to make sure that this guy still moves in here nice and free. So I'm actually going to just stay away from the channels because it's not necessary to have glue in that channel. I'm just going to hit 45 degree on the wall there, 45 degree on the wall here. I'm going to set my spring down in here. I am going to spray this side. I'm going to take that and I'm going to put that together, and then I'm going to push it all together and hold it. Now you want to hold this for a minute and make sure that's set because you've got spring tension pushing that back out. So you want to make sure that it's nice, and so that still all moves. So basically what we did there is we made it to where we can push it down and twist. So see, if you put it there, you can't twist. You actually have to push and twist. And so the head's on there, push, pop off. You're good to go. So now, let me double check. Yeah. So your button, I don't even know why I had double check because I've got it keyed. If you notice, there's a key there and there's a notch there for that key. And that's how it's going to go together. So now I'm just going to go through and I'm going to be pretty liberal with, well, I'm having to squeeze the piss out of this bottle because, like I said, I just did another assembly video and then left it sitting there open as I talked and then forgot to clean it up before I started this video. So, all right, I'm going to take this. I'm going to spray all around there. I'm going to take this dude, pop it together, do a little twisty twist so it just kind of like smears the glue around the edge. And so far, that's where we're at. Well, not so far. We're pretty much done. Let me get this together. Let me pop that on. All right. Let all this dry for a sec, or chill out for a second. So basically now, you just put it together and twist. And when you're done, this will all line up. Then you can just pop it off. So it's still separated. So, you know, the way he carries his saber, this piece goes across his back, you know, back here across his belt. And this piece, of course, is carried on the front of his belt right here. And, if I hold the thing correctly. So, and that's held in his belt, and you can just take it on and off. And Michael with Fan Fiction Props, that's his that's on his belt that he does. He has the holder on the back of the belt for this to pop into, and the holder on the front of the belt for this to pop down onto. And then you can take it and you just, there you go. And it doesn't go anywhere. It's there. You have to push back down and twist. And if you notice, listen when I twist, it pops out like it's very spring loaded. So there is his saber. I guess let me get the camera or that out of the way of the camera. If you guys have any questions or anything, just let me know. You can go to the website, TraywickDesigns.com, and contact me there, or you can contact me here on YouTube. It's a little bit harder here on YouTube with notifications and stuff. They're not always the best, and I do get a lot of DMs on here, so it's kind of chaotic. It's much easier to talk about custom stuff and everything like that directly on the website through the contact page, and it emails me directly. I mean, it comes straight to my phone and all my computers set in here and all that good stuff. So, but if you have any questions or need anything, just let me know. Thanks, guys.